Give me back my trim. Girl, rouging, it's your makeup. And it's also from the song in Chicago. I'm gonna rouge my knees and roll my stockings down and all that jazz. Like, okay, you guys, we're back for RuPaul's Drag Race, episode 3, season 17. Let's see what this week's challenge is. Ooh, okay, I like it. I like it. This week's challenge is they have to do an outfit inspired by Monopoly. Like, I like it. That's creative. Like, you can do a lot with Monopoly pieces and a lot Monopoly in general, and as a theme, you can just do a lot with it. So let's see how they're gonna do it and what it's gonna look like. But I'm into the category. Okay, wait. So they're actually given like fabrics to choose from, and it's not an unconventional challenge. I was expecting it to be an unconventional challenge when I first heard it, and that like you had to use like pieces and like break apart like the board game itself and like like use pieces. Like, it's not an unconventional challenge, which quite frankly would have been cooler. This is just like essentially almost like colors. It's not like it's not really gonna scream Monopoly like that, the way I was expecting it to in the way of like an unconventional challenge. It should have been an unconventional challenge, because I would like to see what you did with the board game and the pieces, which you could do something really cool. Like I could see something really cool done with the pieces and like the board game itself, and like force them to like figure out something. Yeah, give them fabric, but like it should have been an unconventional challenge. To me, this isn't like, I mean, we'll see, but like I don't know how these fabrics are gonna give Monopoly, because like we'll see. Like, I mean, I get it. It's like a play on opulence, and you like got to whatever color or whatever it is based off of playing the Monopoly game, but the category is really just more so about like opulent fabrics and nothing really to do with Monopoly. Like, yeah, you got to it because you played the game to get to the fabrics that you ended up with, but like ultimately it has nothing to do with Monopoly, really. Like, it's just really opulence, and you played Monopoly to get to the opulence, but Monopulence it is. I mean, it really is about just colors and fabric. It's really about colors, because it like you guys each have the same color, and then it's like different, but it's really about different colors. It almost should have been called like the color of opulence, and have nothing to do with Monopoly. Yeah, you played the game, but don't include Monopoly, because it's just like it has nothing to do with it. You just played the game to get to it. But whatever. It's about color though. But like I said, whatever. I mean, I guess the Monopoly game got you to the opulence, but still no, like I don't know. The Monopoly part is just to me a little bit too like loosely based off Monopoly, because it's really just about opulent fabric. It's really just about fabric that's like has a lot of opulence. Like, that's really what it is. Like, but whatever. They're going over their ideas right now, and right off the bat, the one that stands out the most to me, that has runway shine to it, and runway like, well, opulence really, because it's like, give us something new. Lexi is that one right now, because she said she saw a runway show where it's like the bolt roll, and then they throw the bolt roll and it's dragging, and I'm like, okay, you know what? That's the kind of drama that you need to bring to the main stage, but if you execute it right. So now we need to see if she executes it right. But right now, to me, that's the only one that's giving, because everyone else is giving me what we've seen before, just a gown, short dress. Everyone's talking about short dress this, or Corey's talking about short dress this. Sam's talking about gown. Like, they're all doing what we picture you to do with the fabric. But I like where her head is, because I'm very much on her mindset, in the sense of like, let's give a show when we go down the runway, and she's gonna give a show. But I mean, that's if she does it right. Let's see. No shade, but Jewel Sparkles keeps saying that the fabric has a lot of ruching to it, and it's ruching, honey. Ruching, not rouging. I mean, it's innocent enough and small, but like still, like, she just keeps saying it, and I'm like, oh girl, can you stop saying it? Because you talking about rouging is rouging, honey. It's your makeup. And it's also from the song in Chicago. I'm gonna rouge my knees and roll my stockings down and all that jazz. Like, but it's not the fabric, but it's innocent enough. Joella says she's gonna make a bodysuit, and she tells Rue, and it's like, you know better. You do. And it's like, bodysuits, handmade DIY kind of bodysuits, they rarely look good on the runway. So why would you do that to yourself? Do what you're gonna do. And she even said, like, she's listening and she almost wants to change it, but she just still decides to go with it because she doesn't believe she can. But it's also just like, if you have the thought that you should change it, you should go with that thought of changing it, because it means you should change it. And also Rue, when Rue tells you, essentially don't do it. He didn't say it, but he essentially said it without saying it. You should probably just, any type of, are you sure? Any type of, anything like that coming from Rue, scrap it. You should just scrap it. So anytime you hear that, just scrap it. And then for you to still make it, let's see what it looks like. The Rated Queen document is so messy, but I live. So the girls can see who voted for who. It's so messy, but I live. Her Mona Lisa, stop wearing that. Can I speak to your manager? Synthetic, no hairline. Just weird dye colors. Bob, when you're in your confessionals and talking to Rue. I mean, yeah, you're not on the main stage, but that doesn't mean you get a wig that you pulled out of a bag and plop it on your head. Like, no, don't do that wig, Mona Lisa. I'm glad Lucky Stars knows that she needs to do a more traditional kind of drag and at least show us that her drag can be more and kind of like more normal and then less conceptual and less like a big thing and less artsy, if you will, and more just like essentially pretty. So I'm glad she knows she needs to show it just so nobody complains, Michelle, because she knew at some point Michelle was going to say, here it is again. So I'm glad she's listening and giving us something else. No, see, when Jewel Sparkles found out that On Your Nerve took her trim, I would have just went up to On Your Nerve like, I didn't say you can use that. I was obviously using that. I told you I was using it. Why is it now on your garment? And if she had something to say, I would just start peeling it off of her shit. Like, I'm taking this from you because I already told you it was mine. You wasn't supposed to use it. Like, that's how, no, like, just go get it back. Get it back. However you get it back, just get it back. There wouldn't be no, I don't know if I have enough. Oh, no, I'm going to have enough because what she has is mine. Because she says she's just going to be mad and ignore her for the rest of the day? No, don't ignore her. Give me back my stuff. Give me back my trim. I'm not ignoring you. Hello? Give me back my trim. No, because see, On Your Nerves talking about some, I don't need to ask you, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, we were told to go get it, get what we need, and then she gonna say, I got what I need. I would have been like, don't grab her. Don't go grab her. Because the nerve of you to be like, basically like, yep, I took it, and she didn't actually say it, but she kind of said that. And that just makes me like, Because after Jewel Sparkles helped her, and then you go use her trim, talking about, I don't need to ask you, we supposed to be sharing, and I shared my velvet with you, but I told you couldn't use this. This is the one thing we not sharing. It don't matter if we share the velvet. We're not sharing this. Like, we're not sharing this. I said, no, you can't use this. And you use it anyway. Talking about you don't own it and we don't need to share it. And I don't need to ask you. You would have had to hold me back because no. Who are you talking to like that? And I like the fact that all the girls are essentially on Jewel's side because it's just like, you tried it. And it wouldn't be as big a deal if she literally didn't help you and give you advice. That's the reason why I'm like, are you serious right now? After I help you? You're going to give all this to me? Jules is a better woman than me. Like, to literally say, I ain't about to ask nobody for something we're supposed to be sharing just makes me, like, ooh, her Mona Lisa used her own stones on the gown, and Lexi clocked it. And she has to pluck them off. I mean, if it's against the rules and you ain't allowed to use your own stones, then rules are rules. Pluck away. But I mean, I would be mad that she called it out. Category is Monopulence. Let's see what this looks like. First up, Lucky Stars. I actually like it. This is our first time seeing her with like normal makeup. And she's actually really pretty. Like, she's pretty. Like, she's a pretty mug. The dress, there's a good idea happening. It's just extremely busy. She chose the right fabric with that like pleated fabric. I like that. And I even don't mind how she like she kind of put somewhat of like a petticoat underneath, if you will, to like, so it goes out. Like, I like what that's doing. It's a good idea. It's just too much is happening because she put, if anything, it's just like it's over accessorized. It's because that white chain thing or whatever that is, that whatever that white hanging stuff is making it too busy. That necklace, whatever, that's so long, it's making it too busy. So too much is going on. And that necklace really does kind of ruin it. Without it, it's not bad. Without it, it's actually kind of, it's interesting. Like, yeah, it's kind of interesting. I'm not mad at it without it. The white glove that stops here, no. If it ain't an opera glove, don't use it. Like, because not no just two Michael Jackson white gloves. No, she didn't need that glove. I get why she did it because she's trying to play off of the trim of the bottom, but no, it needs to be an opera glove or just don't do it at all. I like that she did a more like orange color hair to match the dress. Like, I actually like that. It's pretty. Like, it's not horrible. It's just too much on the eyes because there's like, you got this hanging white chain and then like the shit goes out, the dress goes out. It's like, it's too much. But like, there is somewhat of a good design in there. It's just over accessorized and it's like too much going on. But like the dress itself, if we go based off of just the dress itself, which is the challenge, although the overall thing is the challenge, but like based off of the dress that she made herself, I like what's there. I like that of the dress. But girl, lose that necklace thing hanging because it ruins it. But yeah, and it's nice to see her with like what her normal makeup looks like. She's pretty. For Mona Lisa, I normally don't like crushed velvet, but I actually like it on her. It's made really well. I like the little orange, well, shawl, but it could honestly, it's essentially just fabric, but it's used as a shawl. I like how it's done. It makes it, and it's a different color. It's varying. It's monochromatic because it's like a different tone. It's a darker tone than the dress itself. Does she need a bow here and a bow in her hair? No, because again, let's stay away from making things busy. Now that she's added a bow here and in her hair, it takes away from the streamline, just like sleekness of what she made. And quite frankly, almost ruins it because why is there a bow flower thing in your hair and a bow flower thing on your shoulder? Lose the one in your shoulder or lose the one in your hair. Actually, no, lose both. There shouldn't be anything on your shoulder, nor should there be anything in your hair, and it makes it just more. But since she added the on her shoulder and in her hair, I gotta be like, no, because it's like, it's too busy. And it's not the kind of busy that's like, well, it's not that big of a deal. It kind of is a big deal because it's like, why is that there? Like, no. Like, no, because it doesn't need to be there. It just doesn't need to be there. And it's just like, no. But I mean, I guess it's opulence. But, ooh, those right here, those two things right here is just, no. But the dress is made well. And got to give her something for that. And that dress paired with the shawl, it is technically opulent, so she met the brief. What's funny though is I realized that like she had stones on the crushed velvet. Why did you even have stones on like that crushed velvet? Or did she make something else? Like, was that the original fabric or did she really put stones on the crushed velvet? Because you got help. They helped you when you had to take those stones off because it's like, that would have looked like hideous and so tacky. Like, did you really put stones on crushed velvet? unless it's not actually crushed velvet, but it's giving crushed velvet. So it's like, did she really stone crushed velvet? Like, it's actually good that you had to take them off, because, oh no, that's tacky. Because of right now we see crushed velvet and then that shawl in a contrasting fabric, that's what makes it like sleek. If it was stoned, it would have been even more busy with all this stuff, and then the fabric, and it would have been like tackyville. So you should be happy that you had to take them stones off. Lexi Love, yes, you executed that role. That bolt of fabric, she's holding it when she comes out, drops it, she walks, it's following her perfectly behind, slowly and actually unraveling and getting longer as she walks, doing what it's supposed to do as a bolt of fabric, just like what she intended. It's giving drama. You could see it on a runway show, which is what she got it from. She executed it. She looks gorgeous. I like it with the gloves. Yes, it's a short dress, but why would you have long fabric when you already have all that fabric behind you? It's smart that she did a short dress. Like, it's giving. She looks gorgeous. I live, and it's drama on the runway with that bolt, which is, like I said, that's what you need to do. It's memorable. Yes. Come through, Lexi. You did that. Ooh, Ariete looks gorgeous. Her makeup is gorgeous. The dress is fitting perfectly on her. It is giving opulence. Like, yes. Okay, come on, Ariete. It looks like there's nothing wrong with it, really. Like, it's just, everything is just, it's all put together really well. Yes. Lingerie. I don't know. Something about it is like reading cheap to me. Like, to me, it shouldn't look like you made it yourself, or we shouldn't be able to believe that you necessarily made it yourself. This, I can kind of look at it and be like, yeah, you made it yourself. Like, it doesn't look bad and it fits well, but it also doesn't look like it was professionally made either. Like, it's like, okay, yeah, you made it yourself. It's nice, but you made it yourself. Like, and also, I mean, I get what she did with the like embellishments at the bottom, and like, and how it goes that, but it's like, it's almost like the embellishment at the bottom draws your eyes to the pantyhose. And I don't know, the pantyhose is her color loosely, but for some reason, the way that it's drawing your eyes to the pantyhose, it's kind of like drawing your eyes to the pantyhose in a way where it's like, hey, I have on pantyhose, like, look at my pantyhose. And it's not, like, we kind of see the pantyhose a mile away, which is what you're trying to avoid from pantyhose. So I'd almost rather, like, she could have done like skin, because her arms are out. Like, if there was there is a way that she could have just like, I don't know how her pads are, but like, just cut the pantyhose, or cut whatever. Like, you can, because the dress is long enough for her to have the padding there and us not see it. Like, the dress goes long enough for her to still have the padding and not have to wear the pantyhose to hide the padding. So I would have liked to have seen her actual skin, because something about that pantyhose is jarring to me, and I know it's pantyhose, and I would have just liked to have seen skin at the top on her arms and skin at the bottom. Maybe that would have, because as soon as she came out, I was just like, there goes pantyhose. It's little things, but little things like that, like, I shouldn't zoom in on your pantyhose. I don't know. But even outside of that, it's made okay and fits okay, but it still kind of just gives cheap and like, whatever. Like, it's kind of just giving whatever. Yeah, no, it's like, it's fine, but it's kind of just like, whatever. No. Yeah. It's like, Like, I mean, her makeup is gorgeous, don't get me wrong. And from here up, because I do like the detailing, like, from here up. Like, I like how it's like across, but it's still kind of like, I mean, she just kind of like squeezed it and put embellishments to squeeze where she squeezed it, and then brought it up into her hair. So like, here up, it's nice, and it's like an interesting-ish kind of idea, but it's still like whatever. And then from the here down, it's really like whatever. And then by the time we start noticing pantyhose, I'm like, no. So here up, it's like, okay, I like what it's giving. You look really gorgeous, and it's like kind of interesting, but it's still, in case you forgot, it's giving kind of like stripper meets Dolly Parton, country, vibes, because it's like she has her boobs out and it's like sheer there, but then the rest is kind of giving like very like a country dress, and then like the tears. So it's like, it's interesting though, and it's in some ways kind of new. Yeah, it reminds me of a cake, of a tiered cake in a way, but like it's interesting and kind of new, and it's very much her aesthetic. I almost don't even mind it with the mohawk. I kind of like the mohawk with it, I guess, because it's almost like a tear going this way, and then that's going this way, so it's like kind of plays off of the tears. Yeah, like if the boobs weren't out, it would be, I wouldn't like it. But since the boobs and is out and it's sheer or like lace or whatever there, I do kind of like that about it, because it's almost like sort of surprising in a way. Opulent, it's like, it's kind of like stripper opulence, I guess, in a way. Like I get like I guess it's still, it is still the category, I guess. It's, yeah, it's the category, because I mean, yeah, like I see like there is a level of like luxness to it as well. Like there is a level of opulence to it, even with her boobs being out. Like I'm not completely mad at it. Like, yeah, I'm not completely mad at it. The only thing is, I would like to see a pump that is the exact same yellow as the shoe, so that it's like, it's almost, the shoe becomes almost like a fourth tier. That's the only thing. So the shoe choice. But I'm gonna say it's the brief. I'm gonna say it's within the category. Yeah. I'm not mad at it. It's interesting and almost kind of new-ish. So for that, I kind of like. I like that about it. Yeah. Corey King, it almost kind of reminds me of like Big Bird or something, but I like it. Again, save this for Halloween, because you could easily be Big Bird for Halloween and it would be really cute. Like, I like it. I see. Yeah, see, she has the right shoe for it, because she brought the yellow down, and it like, you need to, don't like, don't treat the shoe as an afterthought. Like, have your shoe match or make sense with the garment. So she did that. I like the like headpiece with the yellow there. Could someone say she just went and glued the feathers on, so it's like whatever, and it's like a simple dress that's tight? Yes, you can say that, but the way she did it essentially reads as custom. Like, she added with the gloves and then put the feathers on the gloves right here with the headpiece. Like, she put together something cohesive, and then she has that bag with the feathers on the bag, and she's selling it as a whole moment, and for that I like it. So yeah, and it's because without the bag it would still be good, but that bag really, really sells it. She spray painted her shoes yellow. See, that's what I'm saying. Pay attention to your shoes. It's also it's also an important detail. Yeah, no, I like it. I actually like the brownish, like blondish color hair. Like, yeah. Jewel sparkles in her ruched or her rouged dress. I like it. She looks good. It's not simple. It's just, we have seen it before, but it's made really well, and it is giving opulence. It is. I guess she was gonna use that trim down multiple seams, but honestly, the one going all the way down is really enough. She didn't even need more. Like, so it's like, yeah, she didn't need more. But like I said, we've seen that cone bra before, but like I still like it, and it's still opulence. And the way she styled it with like the head wrap and the glove, like, yeah. I almost don't need it. I almost didn't even need it to be stoned either. Like, the trim going down, just that trim, is all the embellishment it needs, because the ruching, or the rouging, is opulence enough. It didn't, like, we don't need to stone everything, people. But I do like it. And again, this didn't need pantyhose too, because since the dress stops at her ankles, now I'm forced to look at her ankles and her feet, and it almost looks like she has on like orthopedic socks or something, because those pantyhose read pantyhose. So it's like, if you can get away with not wearing pantyhose with your pads, don't wear them, because it would have been way better to see your actual feet at the bottom with that shoe. And also, why is it a black shoe? Like, you couldn't find a matching green. I mean, Corey spray painted his. Like, you could have spray painted yours or match the green to your shoes. Bring the green down. Like, why is it a black shoe? And maybe if it was your skin tone, your actual skin, and not pantyhose, I wouldn't notice the black shoe as much. But since it's pantyhose, and that pantyhose is very, like, in your face bright, it draws my eyes to the black shoe. So it's like, spray paint them, find a different shoe, some other shoe, like, I don't, like, I get, like, I guess she was like, oh, the black is, like, dark enough, but it's like, no, let's try to match it, or go, like, pick up gold from, like, the embellishment. I would have rather you done gold than done the black shoe. But, yeah, no, but don't wear pantyhose if you don't need to wear them, because my eye is going straight to that, too. But she styled it really well. No, it's not the most new, it's not the newest of ideas and the newest of designs, but it is. She met the brief. It's giving opulence. All that fighting and stuff with On Your Nerve, it ended up being still nice. And yeah, but honestly, she didn't need to stone it. I would honestly like it even more if she didn't stone it, because it would just be more like, because she stoned it, it kind of makes it busy. We got cones, we got a trim that goes straight down, and then we got a contrasting stones everywhere. It's like a lot, and it's ruched everywhere. Like, it's a lot. Gloves, it's a lot. Like, just taking away the stones, it would have been much more like streamlined and much more sleek. It didn't need stones, but she's giving opulent. Joella, you first of all did a bodysuit. You chose that cheap fabric. Then you had the nerve to make it longer with another cheap fabric to follow behind you, of somewhat of a weird train. Just everything looking cheap. She's just not a girl that can put things together in a way that doesn't give cheap. Like, everything she does always gives cheap. Like, no. And you did the bodysuit anyway, and then that's what the bodysuit looks like. It's like, no, it looks like something you bought, and it looks like something you bought for cheap. So it's like, I would have rather you have just done something else, because Ru gave you the clues to do something else, and you made it anyway. And it's like, no, you showed us something we've seen before, and you showed us a very tacky, cheap version of it, what we've seen before. No. She didn't even line the under part of the train part. Like, it's just a mess. It is not for the main stage. You know what? On Your Nerve may be a thief, and she stole that trim. But I must say, the way she put it together is giving very much black opulence. She met the brief. She may have been a thief, but you know what? She pulled it together. So it's like, okay, well, I mean, she may have stole, but what she did with it, because I wasn't expecting it to look this nice, but she put it together really nice, actually. And she's selling it. It's all because of the way she's selling it. Because I like the little shawl thing that she added, and I like the little whatever cigarette thing or whatever she's holding. Like, it's all giving an opulence. She's selling it the way she's giving it. So I'm like, you know what? Because that headpiece, I'm glad she made that headpiece, because that really, really brought it together. And it's really giving you very much like very much like black opulence. Like, yes, honey. The little peak of the blonde coming through. I'm like, okay, I mean, you know what? We can't be mad that you I mean, I would still be mad, but like, I mean, she stole it for the right reason, because it did bring it together. Yeah. Lydia Butthole Collins, yes, it's so conceptual and just like drama on the runway, long train, ruched all the way down. Yes, it's like perfectly just like, it's just like, it's giving very like high fashion editorial. Like, she brought it. This is very much the category. Like, it's opulence down. Like, she's selling, like, yes, that headpiece I live for. I like her gloves with it, everything. It's just like, it's like it's a moment. Like, the whole thing is a full-on moment. Like, it is brilliant. It is like, it's fully designed. Yes. Crystal Envy. Yes. It's this blue is really pretty. Like, this is giving opulence. Like, yes, that train. I like the gloves with the bows, or like the bows are right. Like, it's giving expensive. The head wrap, it's giving old Hollywood glamour because of that. Like, yes, like, she stoned it right here, but that amount of stoning works. Like, it's very expensive. Like, she's just giving money. Yes. Now this is it's opulence. Sam Starr, it's giving opulence. The blue is gorgeous on her. It's giving opulence. I like the headpiece. Yes, the only one little thing I'll say is it may not need the part of like the little beads or whatever that goes across here. It doesn't need it. It would be much more like sleek without it. It's almost like too much. But yeah, like, I would have just taken that off and it would have just been more, and then draw your eye up even more to the nice headpiece. But it's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. That blue is on her. Like, it's gorgeous. Susie Toot as the devil. You know what? I'm liking it. It's like we weren't expecting a devil, and so it's like a nice way to interpret it. It looks expensive, so it's giving opulence. Like, I like it's a good design, like what she's done on the shoulders. Like, yeah, like, it looks like you would have been like, oh, someone made it for her. Like, it's really made very well. Like, and I like the horns. Like, yeah, I mean, people don't like her makeup, but like, I mean, for this devil, it kind of works. Like, yeah, she's selling it. She's really selling it with her walk. She's padded down. Come on, pads. Come on, hips. It's giving. It's a good way to give devil. She better save this for Halloween and use it again, because that's a cute devil. Like, that's a good way to give devil. Okay, the judges are saying that Corey King's garment doesn't read opulence, and the more, now that I see it again, and they kind of got closer with the feathers, I'm like, okay, wait, you know what the feathers are? Those yellow, not feathers, the yellow, it's like fur, I guess. It actually does give cheap. And I don't know, like, it's cheap, but I still kind of like it. But I guess it's not actually opulence, though. Like, there's a good storyline to it. And there's like, it's accessorized well, and she sold it, but I guess no, it's not really opulence. Maybe, and like, short dresses is her thing, but like, if she were to make it floor length, it would give opulence. Because like I said, that bag that she made is giving me like an opulent vibe. But it's like, since it was short, like, yeah, it does. Looking at it again, I'm like, it does kind of give cheap. But like, there is definitely a good design that's there. Because like I said, it's giving me kind of like a Big Bird moment. But like, there is a design there that's like interesting, and I like the headpiece with it, and like, but I really like that bag. But yeah, like, it does actually look kind of cheap now that I really look at it more. But there is design there, and it ain't no green bodysuit with fabric attached like Joella. But yeah, I'm surprised no one called out Lucky Stars for that atrocious chain beaded necklace thing that's ruining the whole dress. Like, they're talking about the hems and whatever. Michelle was talking about the hems, whatever. I'm like, that's not really, I didn't notice that like that. If anything, I have a problem with the little necklace thing that's hanging. And quite frankly, she didn't need white pantyhose. I would have liked to have seen just like flesh tone or like no pantyhose or even orange. But the white makes it more costume than it needs to be. But to me, it's not that bad. It's fine. It's more so like accessorizing problems and styling problems than it is anything else. Like, but I mean, it's the end look, so that is. But like, because I mean, between her and Corey King, I'm like, because it's like Corey's just to me is more streamlined than hers, and then hers is too busy. So it's like they're very much different. So it's like almost can't choose. But if I'm gonna choose, I kind of would like to choose Corey just because I'm like, you really ruined it, because that beaded chain thing, whatever it is hideous. It really ruins the dress. And I also just don't like white pantyhose like that down the middle, and it's like that ruins it too. But like, I kind of would like to give her points for like the design of it, because it's kind of interesting in a way too, in a way that's more interesting than Corey's, but Corey's is just sold better and put together more. But yeah, but I'm surprised no one said anything about that chain thing. Like, what is that? It's just busy. Everything's busy. Exactly. Corey King needed to go through just because Lucky Stars and Joella are still much worse than his. So yeah, but he definitely deserved to be in the 3. I agree with those 3 being in the top because those were the most opulent. And I agree with Sam winning, actually, because those 3 really do give opulence realness. And Sam's was the most like, yes. So I agree that Sam won. Sam deserved that. Lucky Stars, Joella, and Corey King definitely deserve to be the bottom 3 because they just do. But Corey King deserves to be there just a smidge less just because he sold it, and it's just a put together a little bit more to me. It may not necessarily give opulence, and it actually does look cheap. The more I look at it, it starts to look even more cheap because that it's fur, and it's like it's Big Bird, which doesn't necessarily mean cheap, but it's starting to look more cheap, and yeah, it does actually look cheap. It actually looks really cheap. The first time I saw it, I just like how it came down the runway, but the more I look at it, the more I'm like, no, it's really, really, really cheap. But it's selling a moment more and put together, and in a way that like Lucky Stars isn't to me, and of course Joella. So he deserves to be there a little bit less. He shouldn't actually be the bottom 2. As I'm really like, as they're lip syncing right now, and I'm like looking at Lucky Star's garment even more, I'm like, it really could have been saved, because it's the fact that we see the petticoat that's a problem. Honestly, if she lined it with orange underneath and got rid of the white pantyhose, I'm kind of into it. Like, because it's like, I don't mind the petticoat, but I mind seeing the petticoat. And I would have liked it if she lined that petticoat with the same orange fabric underneath and like didn't do pantyhose. I might have changed, like, it would have been a little bit more, just a little bit more something, but it's the white pantyhose, which just never serve. And we see the petticoat, but like, I still kind of like where her head was going with it, but yeah, it is really bad. She needs to lip sync, and Joella's is really bad. So the right 2 are definitely lip syncing. Lucky was eating Joella up in that lip sync. I don't care what you say. Lucky was eating Joella up. She was giving. The shoe fell off, yes, but she kicked the other one off, right? On beat, it made sense. She was serving. There was one part where it was like, is she still lip syncing? But I still don't mind it because she was just selling and giving. Like, your eyes just went to her, and Joella was just, no. When she did those moves, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, it's just, no, Joella, you weren't giving. And it, like, no. Lucky Stars 8. Like, she just gave. Oh no, Rue picked Joella, but that's because Rue likes how messy Joella is and just likes Joella in general. Like, based off of that performance, Lucky Stars slayed her. She just did. It's just because she likes Joella, because I do not know what Joella was doing. Like, it wasn't bad, but it just wasn't giving. Like, Lucky Stars was fighting for it and just giving me what the song was supposed to be. Like, Joella, no. Like, Rue just likes her. Rue just likes Joella. But no, because Lucky Stars was going off. I don't agree. Mm-mm. Aw, Lucky Stars didn't. They didn't. They didn't pretend as though Michelle fell, and as though those levers actually worked in order to keep Lucky. They didn't do it for Lucky, because they weren't trying to save Lucky. But I liked Lucky. It would have been nice to have seen her be here longer. But like, yeah, there is a lot of. She does deserve to go, but I would still rather Joella go, because to me the bodysuit, there was no design to it, and to me that should be enough for her to go. But then also on top of that, Lucky actually did eat her in the lip sync. So it's like, I don't agree with Lucky going home. But yeah, because if I had to choose which garment was worse, I'm saying Joella, because it's just a bodysuit and something hideous fabric attached to it. Like, there were ways for, there was some level of design there for Lucky Stars, and for that I would have liked to have seen her stay. But then also on top of that, she did slay her in the lip sync to me. But whatever. Anyway, guys, that was episode 3. I'll see you guys next week for episode 4. And if you like this video, then like and subscribe down below. Bye, guys.